Okay, hey everybody. This is Grace, and today is May 4th, Saturday. 2024. And I had mentioned in, I think, the end of the last video that when I got home yesterday, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, I had to wind up taking Adam, who's older than I, to an urgent care that he's been to many times, like in 2020 when he had that accident. That's the one he went to, and they had immediately sent him to the hospital, which immediately sent him to another one. It was pretty serious. And anyway, he's been going to this one on and off for years, whenever it's urgent care, like a weekend or whatever. And we went there 2 days ago, and they said they didn't have a doctor. So he went back, took him back yesterday, and they said they don't take his insurance. It was like, really? And I said, well, I'm curious. I want to see, do you take mine? And because mine said I can go to any urgent care, any hospital, ER, any hospital, and she said, no, we don't take it. And I said, really? This is what they told me? She said, no, I had to check for another woman, and you can't. You can only go to, and she said, a certain one that, yeah, right. So, but actually they're good, the certain ones, the two I've been to, or one. Anyway, so I took him to another one, and he was really bad off. His eyes were all watery, and his he's congested, and he'd go back and forth because he'd take certain kind of allergy medication. I don't want to say which one, and something like this, and he would go back and forth to how he feels and all that. And before this, I have been homesick. I haven't worked since I did briefly. Today is Saturday of last week. I just tried to do some work on Wednesday. I took Monday off. I wasn't feeling bad, but by Wednesday night I had started feeling bad. And I was telling Adam, I said, I've said this on video. I haven't been sick. I haven't had anything, in neither one of us, in 8 years. But I have allergies. I know every once in a while, it was like 4 years ago, I had a little allergy, hay fever again. And all the years prior to that, in my life, I've had them since I was young. And any doctor I went to see, they would say, oh, it's just an allergy attack. I said, are you sure? It feels like the flu. And apparently, and I would say I was being sarcastic, that apparently I've never had the flu or even a cold, because anytime I would get sick, they would say, it's just allergies. Wouldn't test me. And a few years ago, I said, I want to just be tested once. And they said, okay, but you got to pay for it. Fine, I don't care. I want to be tested. And they did, but it was too late, as it was, to be tested for it. Because when I'm sick, and I know this is the wrong way to be, but when I get sick with whatever this is, it would just knock me on my butt, and I just wouldn't have the energy to get up and go sit in a doctor's office forever, because you don't have an appointment kind of thing. And I just would wait until I felt better, and they would say it's allergies. Now, and I would have the swollen eyes, the itchy, swollen eyes, nose, the whole hay fever thing. But the cough would never, sometimes the cough would be pretty bad in the past. But then once Adam and I both started taking a certain medication, not medication, but a certain thing that our doctors put us on, 2 different doctors, don't even know one another as far as we know, about 8 years ago. And then we stopped getting sick. So this year, I've been sick twice. Once in February, and then at the end of May, the end of last week. Today's May 4th. So anyway, got sick, and I was telling Adam the first time, I said, maybe I had the flu, and then it turned into allergies. Because you can have them, as I found out yesterday from a doctor, from a nurse, that yes, a person can have both of them concurrently. Not one, then it ends in the other, but it's at the same time. And I verified that through her. And then I had it in February, now again. I'm like, what's going on? And what I was talking about was, I was telling Adam, I don't think, the old-fashioned terminology for this kind of thing, people would say, it always just has to run its course. like when a person would get flu or, you know, cold or flu. Well, it just has to run its course. And it would have like a certain little pattern. And I would say that about my allergies. They would have this certain kind of pattern. And I was just telling Adam recently, you know, during all this, why would allergies have a pattern? You know, really? Why do allergies don't run its course, does it? There's no course for it to run. It's allergies. And if things I would read online said, you know, you would have it until that pollen is gone. You know, what's really bad here right now, it has been, maybe for everybody, is, yeah, grass and tree pollen. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, some of this stuff, I mean, you know, my problems I have with healthcare providers, they won't tell me anything. I should have known this when I was young, that I had allergies. I didn't even know it. That there was such a thing as allergy medication. Seriously, until I went to some doctor in Austin, Texas, when I was in my 20s. I think we were moving or something, and I was getting so sick with hay fever. It was awful. Stopped it when they gave me a little packet of, like a little, you know, envelope packet, and said, take these this way and all that. And I did, and I was like, wow, man, what is this? How did they cure me of this so fast? I didn't know. Still didn't know for a long while after that, because I would tell them and they wouldn't say anything like I said, they would say, oh, it's allergies, but they wouldn't say what you take or anything. I am serious here. I'm 60 years old and I still don't really understand. It's not my field, you know, I'm not a doctor or any of that. And but I still don't understand allergies, how it works. So, and like I said yesterday, I don't really trust what I read online. So let's just buy the NIH or the CDC or the WHO, you know, along this line. I don't believe any of the other crap they put up there. I just don't. But anyway, so yesterday I took Adam to that, and I was in there with her. I was about to leave when she come in, and but you know, she told him, you know, they did her test, and apparently now, you know, it's May 4th today. She said that one of them, the MA, I think, she said that now they can test, and she asked him if he wanted to take the one that was, that is for the flu, plus it's the same test, plus one that, as she said, oh, there's a cat that looks like the cat that's been missing. Oh, in the neighborhood. Wow. I don't know where it just went. It looks like it went into that drain. It must have. Oh, well. Huh. Anyway, real life happens, you know. Anyway, so she said that one, and the one that she said, you know, basically some people would have, they would be very angry if somebody said, do you want to take this test? She said it. I'm just sitting there going, I got you. I understand. And Adam was pretty much kind of like out of it. And he was, you know, he was so sick with this. And so she took, you know, they took the test, the doctor or the nurse practitioner. She came in later and said, after the test had time to do and all that, and he has the flu. Okay. And I'm sitting there going, he has the flu. Wow. You know, because neither one of us have been sick since our individual doctors put us on those certain things to take. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to say that because I made that mistake. Not mistake. It was just that I mentioned when I went to my doctor, and the doctor said to take this, and some woman made a comment, oh, I should take that. No, that's my doctor telling me to do what for me. That's not your doctor. You know, it's not your doctor. So, and since then I won't say. Maybe accidentally have, but no. Basically, no. But anyway, or did I mess up already? You know, seriously. Okay, I didn't see if that cat came out of that house or what, or from behind the house. But there's been a cat missing. It's a black cat missing in the neighborhood, and I've seen signs all over the place, especially here at the park. And I guess it did because it just suddenly disappeared. I guess it went into a drain or something. But anyway, so Adam has this flu, and then we were gonna go get something to eat. Now I've already basically gotten over this. I still have a few things that need to heal. Like apparently during my sleep or something, I must have scratched, and my eyes were so itchy and all. Okay, you got a shirt hanging out of your window there. I guess that works. But anyway, I apparently scratched my one of my right eye, and that's got to heal. But overall, I got the tiredness and all that. I'm still a little tired. This is my usual, what I have. And like I say, the allergies don't run a course. They don't have a course, do they? I really don't know. I really don't. But yeah, I've always been suspicious. Say, are you sure it's not the flu? You sure I'm just not getting over the flu? Because then it would turn into bronchitis and then pneumonia when I was younger. And then when I started taking this doctor I had told me to take, because mine was very low. I'm taking 2 of those particular things because it was very low. And I hope I don't accidentally say it. I think I almost did. Or did I? My goodness. But anyway, if it is, like I say, I'm not anybody to take advice from on I'm not in the medical. People who do that scare me. They really worry me. Oh, I heard somebody say they did this, and so I'm going to do it. I made a mistake like that one time, a long time ago. My hands got real swollen, unbelievably. Yeah, not wise. I mean, it was a long time ago, decades ago. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna start talking about things that I know I've made mistakes. I don't, just because a person makes one mistake doesn't make it all. But if they have the thought, you see what I'm saying? You gotta check yourself. Okay. This woman was older than I. Okay. I haven't been making videos forever. Have not. But anyway, back to this. I knew I was wrong when I did that eons ago, but I didn't know at the time. It was just one thing, and yeah. Okay, I don't know why you're sitting there, but you're disturbing. Okay. Anyway, yeah, like I said, decades ago. But anyway, so I am not, I keep saying this, I am not at all a voice of authority on anything medical at all. Okay, don't take it as that. And some of the things that Adam says, after that, I don't know who said what first. We were talking, and he said, one of us said something like, he was talking about his allergies, and I don't know if I said, your symptoms are just like mine. I know I said that at some point. Your symptoms are just like mine were, a week ahead of him. And one of us said, maybe I think it was him. He said, maybe I caught it from you, the flu. Because he was saying that the only place I can think I could get it was from, and it was a convenience store he went to. And I said the guy's name. We kind of joke about the guy. He's not joke about him. He's a nice, funny guy. He makes himself funny, okay, on purpose. But not the guy's funny, but he makes himself. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, not insulting him. And I said, yeah. And then one of us at the time said, or he caught it from me. Okay. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I will never know now if he caught it from me. I will never know if I had the flu. And I had been in the hospital, ER, for getting choked on that thing. The doctor told me to take, got choked on it. I've been taking it for 8 years, but first time ever I got choked. And then I was practically felt like I was dying. I couldn't breathe. Got it to come out, but it went down the wrong hole, I guess, as some people call it. I don't know. I would not know where it went. And it got lodged. and basically I could still breathe, but I had to go to the ER for them to help me to get it out. And they just basically gave me some weird taste that made me think of when I was a child stuff. A mixture of a bunch of different kinds of medicines that were liquid. And I think I had like 5 or something. Different medication. It numbed my whole mouth and throat and all that. And yeah, that kind of thing. And it finally was gone. Finally, it was bad. Anyway, so I'm still tired. You see, I'm a little bit tired. That's why I'm down here at the park and making a video. I just wanted to get out of the house so bad. But anyway, you know, so Adam has this flu, and he goes back and forth how he feels about it. You know, he was in the hospital, like I said, in 2021, and that place sent him to, and then to the other one was touch and go. And one of the things is he had to have, okay, I cannot remember exactly how it was. I was pretty freaked out back then because that's when that Texas, you know, that historic Texas winter storm, never have had. It was all over the news. That happened right as he got home, like the next day or that day, I don't know. I was trying to take care of him, take care of me, one of the dogs that had stomach flu, and the whole house, one of the pipes burst, and oh man, so much drama. And I remember sitting back there, it was nothing, it was something. Okay, it was something else. And but he had to have his lung drained on that left side. And the woman, I thought she said 300 cc's of whatever it was, fluid, and I thought she said blood. But you know, I was so like, this was so traumatic, everything that was happening at this, all around the same time. And like I said, I don't remember, because it was a lot of trauma. And him just being in the accident and all this kind of, me having to get him into the hospital because he does not want to go to a doctor or to hospital or to anything, you know. And finally I remember that day, I said, that's it, you're going, I don't care, you're going. And I took him to that urgent care, and they said he should have been in already. Well, I wouldn't know that, you know. But I got him as fast as I could, because it's in Texas, the last I heard, that's actually kidnapping. I mean, it could be considered kidnapping if he refuses. And I still took it, but I told him, and he said, okay, I'll go. You know? I think he waits, is what it is. I mean, he and I met and married over 40 years ago. But and so I know what his pattern is. He waits until the very last minute before he'll go to see a doctor or to a hospital or anything. He waits. That's not healthy. And it's not the first person I've known who's like that. And that's my opinion. And remember, I'm not an expert. I'm not a voice of authority on this. But anyway, so he's getting better. They gave him whatever they gave him, you know, this kind of stuff, what he needed. And but like I said, I don't know if I had it. I don't know. And maybe this is every year, because since when does, I mean, everything I read about allergies, I got dug deep into it. Like I said, I'm not a voice of authority, and I don't really trust what I read online. And it just basically, there's no course. There's no course to run. I hope that's the expression, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. So, okay, I'm kind of tired. It's been so much. When does life ever get calm? And don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. But it needs to be calm. Another thing I want to talk about, you know, I'm going to start doing my videos more like this, more and more. I always have wanted to. You know, you know, I taught at college and university. At that time in my life, it's over. I was a career student over 20 years and taught at college and university. I'm retired. You know, I'm not old enough to be retired, but hey, early retired years ago. And yeah, but one of the things I want to talk about is people who, another thing lately is what is considered elderly. Okay, let me say it. I worked on a PhD, and I really don't want to say what I used to say, but developmental stages was part of it. Elderly is not 60. Now, you may live in a place where some kind of government program will say that, or government something, state will say that a person is these are for elders or elderly, and they'll say 50, 55, whatever, but elderly is actually 65 and over. And what I can remember back then, that things are changing so much because people are living longer. And just think about that whole, which is not something scientific, people saying the 40s are the new 30s and all this. But yeah, people are different. I lived when people in their 50s and stuff acted like they were 90. Well, we see 90 now, and like that. And so, but I will quickly say, I made this mistake. I'm telling you, I'm talking about my mistakes. When I was probably in my 40s, I would say. I think I was in my 40s. And so online, and I made the comment about, I don't really know, I don't really remember, but since I taught against racism, sexism, ageism, classism, elitism, so and so, the negative isms as I call them, I taught against, people doing these things, but the one thing I did was, twice in my life, only twice in my whole life, that I actually said something about people being elderly or older, and elderly is actually 65 and older, and it's divided as far as developmental stages differently, in different ways. And anyway, when something is like an insult, just don't do it. Just don't say it. Really, seriously. And some people say, oh, I'm not going to be a PC. Well, you know what? You're going to get there one day, maybe. Okay? And you want people saying negative stuff about you because you're old. The negative connotation to elderly is bad. Now, elder is not as bad. That person's an elder. That person's somebody you should... Elder has more of a connotation of being someone you should respect because they have lived through a lot. They have lived through these generations. They possibly, maybe not 100% of everybody, they've learned a few things here and there, even the bad ones. Seriously. But elderly, the way that people, too many people, not everybody, but too many people, they put that negative thing like, oh, they're this, they're that, oh, we don't want to listen to them. We just they shouldn't be, like some people think you shouldn't be working at past a certain time. Or, you're out of it, you're this, you're that. Come on, people, really? How does it harm you? How does it harm you? Those who have this negative thing about being PC, still, come on, grow up. How does it harm you to be such? No. Don't even say that. How does it harm you if you don't insult somebody by calling them the R word? How does it harm you if you don't insult somebody by saying, oh, you're one of those elderly people? This is something I've been hearing lately, is people, people, again, in their 40s, saying, oh, well, these elders, when they turn 60, these elderly people, and they have such a negative, negative stereotype. Okay, I don't know where you got that stereotype from. Really, I said I did it when I was like in my 40s, maybe 30s. Said one negative thing is, it was something like, I won't have much life left. Or that maybe it was something more like I wouldn't have as much energy. Because I remember when Adam and I were younger, we did a lot of road trips, like 20 years or such, somewhere around there. And we went to so many places, lived in different states and everything, and we said we wanted to do that while we were young and we could enjoy it more and we would feel more like doing it and all this kind of stuff, instead of when we became elderly. Which to me, elderly was 65 and older. And that may have been what I said, because then I said, how would we feel, or something like this. That was not right of me. it was kind of true. I'm glad I did it when I was younger, but I still want to do it now. Okay. And, but I mean, I understand some people that are doing it like that because I really didn't know. I had no role models, and hey, it's my fault no matter what. I should not have said that. I should have been more sensitive to other people. And it would not hurt me to be sensitive to other people. So why do people have such a hard time being sensitive to other people? And don't give me this crap. Well, freedom of speech. So you want to use freedom of speech so you can verbally abuse somebody? Really? Is that your thing? Seriously. Anyway, I wasn't going to do I was going to do a separate video on that, but hey, I went with the flow, my own flow. But I will admit, I'm not perfect. More of the stuff that I did that was wrong was when I was young. And, that's really, it's kind of an excuse, but not exactly. We do in a way, when we're young, we're learning and everything. We have to learn. We're not born. Some people will argue with that. Some of the great minds definitely did. That we weren't born with, all this knowledge. Some would say, yeah, you were. What is it? Which ones? Because I study both psychology and sociology. Oh, let me get the terminology all mixed up. But collective consciousness. What else? That you have that from your ancestors, and it's in your DNA or your whatever. That kind of makes us quite primal or something to me. But you have the collective consciousness or something. I can't remember so many years ago how it all went, decades ago. But anyway, people stop saying stuff about elderly people, especially with that negative. It's like the people with the racism, sexism, ageism, talking about Karens. That's racist, sexist, ageist. Stop it. And plus, you're setting the younger ones who are doing. You're setting the stage for sure. You're going to be around, many of you probably longer than the ones around my age, and you're setting up a scene where nobody can make any complaints at all. Isn't it already this bad? I mean, you can't fight City Hall. You really, the way people think and way see it, you can't fight City Hall. You can't fight big corporations because they have, or anything, big business, anything, because they have all the lawyers. Anything you can't fight because they have all the lawyers. All these real expensive lawyers and stuff. So now you're going to do it just on you go to get a hamburger and somebody back there is acting stupid and dropped a patty on the floor, the hamburger patty on the floor, and put it on it anyway, and you want to speak to the manager. Nope, you can't. That's a Karen, and that's a negative thing. Karen was not about anything like that, people. Come on. I don't know if anybody did a skit like that, but the way I see them is they're fake. These, when people put these Karens up, it's all fake. Just so they can say bad things against middle-aged white women. Think about it. This is what my degree's in. My degrees, I have degrees, plural. But, anyway, I just want to get out and say a few of these things. I'm feeling kind of tired, really. Like I said, the tired is the fatigue is kind of what's left over for me. And I am worried that maybe I did have the allergies, and then now I'm going to catch this flu. So, but I feel overall better, except the tiredness, the fatigue. Like I just said that. How many times am I going to say that, right? Oh, man, goodness. But I wanted to get out, and I had, I do these things for the health insurance, the delivery stuff for the health insurance. I've mentioned that so many times and explained it. It's not about the money, it's about proving to the government, blah, blah, blah. And doing it, I developed a little bit for I don't know, decades now. My skin was always really, really white. I mean, I am really white. Let's call it lily white. I don't know. Very white. But I had developed a little tan. I mean, I'm only like getting out of my car, going inside the restaurant, come back, and then go to the person's house, go into the door, come back. It's not like I'm standing outside and under the sun. And I've heard enough theories about the sun and all that. So, 60 years old. And anyway, so I had really very, very, very light tan. Did. It's almost, not even, somewhere close to 2 weeks. It's gone. Can a light tan go that fast, apparently? And but my skin was looking so healthy. And no, I'm not, nope, don't take me, nope, I'm not a voice of authority on this, so don't take that as a voice of authority. Nope, You see what I'm saying? Some people, oh, I should do, oh. Like I said, I made a mistake when I was young, you know. I wished I had somebody that would say, hey, don't do that, dummy. And I have a genius IQ. Okay. But we all need that. Somebody, you know, I was neglected as a child and all. And there were really not very many. There were some lessons, but they were not like that. Not like, don't do this. You know, don't just hear somebody say, oh, they're taking this whatever, and think that you should. Don't, you know, just because somebody else likes this, you know, this peanut thing, so you should eat peanuts because you might have peanut allergies, you know? Or, you know, oh, this is what you use for shampoo, and then you need to condition it because your hair is this type, and have somebody who actually spent the time to tell me something, to give me a clue. Oh, I need to check. You know, that's what I miss. And I actually have doctors I missed out on, I should say. Not missed, I missed out on. But and have healthcare providers that actually spent more than 2 minutes in the room. And just talking about, oh, okay, I'm gonna go check for samples. You know, there was a time that doctors, that's one of the things, whether you had insurance or not, I'm gonna check for samples so they can get out of the room in like 2 minutes. Not listen to me, not answer any questions. Nope, they got to get out of there fast because they got to make all that money. You know, and they don't have more than 2 minutes per patient. My goodness, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you know what? I think I've said enough. I'm going to go home. And there were other things I wanted to talk about. You know, I still have, now it's composition books, but I still have some of those note cards from years ago. Notepad notes about people with narcissistic behaviors, histrionic. But as I said, I've seen more people with histrionic, but I think they would be, or had been, you know, the ones that have it as example in my mind of how someone who was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder behaves. But, you know, I would fictionalize everything. Yeah. I have no notes pads, and I'm getting tired even more. Can you tell? So strike everything I just said. Oh, because this is the ramblings of a woman who doesn't know whether she has or had or will am developing the flu or allergies, or because, you know, I could go to the doctor. What are they going to tell me? Same thing as every time. And not even, because apparently I'm not deserving of a flu test. Yeah. That one really has said, no, I want you to take a flu test. Well, you're going to have to pay for it, or duh. Oh, man. That was, how many years ago? That's the one I wound up just stopped going to, the crazy one that they would move their office every so many months. And yeah, somebody wrote a comment about that. And I said, well, you know what that means? Well, I don't live in your world. You don't live in mine. So whatever it is, it was. But it was weird. So, anyway. It was pretty weird. There was so much more to that. And of course, I didn't talk about so much more to that. But anyway, yeah, wrapping it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.